How is it going today? Loyal, it's Dwayne.
My name's Jasmine.
We're Dwayne Jazz. Today we have for you Deku VS Asta, My Hero Academia versus Black Clover, Death Battle.
Whose side are you on? Because we like both, but Asta was more annoying in the beginning. No, both of them actually. Because Deku cries a lot. He used to cry a lot so far from what I've seen in the anime. And Asta used to just be loud and annoying. Then he got big buff out of nowhere. So.
I'm gonna go with Deku. I love My Hero. I'm gonna go with Deku, so I guess you can leave
I'll
with Asta.
I'll go with Asta.
We just gonna get into it, man. If you guys have any reaction questions for our social media, then like it if you're alone, don't forget to
subscribe.
Let's dive on in.
Hero Academia's super student straight out of UA High.
Asta, the anti-magical ass kicker from Black Clover.
Though you may be born bereft of the same gifts
Red
as your
Riot.
peers,
Yes,
there's nothing stopping you from achieving your dreams.
As long as you're a fictional character in a fantasy world. I mean, as long as you've got your friends by your side, you'll pack a hell of a punch. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Let's go.
I feel like Asta might win
Izuku
just
Midoriya
because
wanted only one
Midoriya's arms
life,
might give out.
to be a beacon of hope, just like his idol, the #1 ranked superhero in Japan, All Might.
Yes, sir.
He was born a freak with no powers. You heard right. This is like a reverse X-Men thing where 80% of the population gets red superpowers, or quirks as they're called, while the remaining fifth are stuck as basic bitches, or as his spiky-haired bully Bakugo called him, Deku.
That's a pun on the Japanese word dekunobu, meaning good for nothing.
Persevering despite his basic bitchness,
Dang, they only
Midoriya got the
16 going through all
chance to
this
prove
stuff.
his quirkless
Yeah,
heroic
Short
will.
King, 5'5". Short King versus Short King.
He's an inch higher than me.
One particular almighty onlooker.
His body secretly decaying from a horrific injury, All Might needed to find the one who would inherit his all-powerful quirk.
And All Might didn't want just anybody. The hero world was filled with glory seekers in it for fame and money. All Might wanted someone whose body moved on its own to save someone.
He saw exactly that in young Midoriya.
Early My Hero.
Even one of the
I
most
know.
powerful quirks in the world. One for all.
That was the problem. Even after bulking up from lad to Chad, the recoil from even one punch would shatter all the bones in his arm. So he trained to be able to handle his gift at the superhero school of his dreams, UA High.
And that's when he decided to own the name used as a cudgel against him for so many years. Turns out, Deku can also be an abbreviation for Dekiru, someone who can do anything.
Exactly the opposite of Dekunobu. One for All allows Deku to release absolutely absurd amounts of strength from different parts of his body.
Yeah, Jump Force.
After U.S. cities and states.
Yeah, the game
Deku
and Jump
still
Force.
can't access all of his power safely, though. Using 100% will quickly destroy his body, which is why he learned to distribute his strength evenly across his body, a technique known as full cowling. This lets him increase his speed and durability as well, making him more all-rounded, and shifting focus to his own interpretation of One for All inspired by his pal Ida, shoot style.
Where he pulls out a Glock and blows your brains out. Okay, not really, but in keeping with One for All's rabbit theme, he trades All Might's signature punches for kicks. My version's better. You ever seen Rabbit versus Gun? How it plays out.
Considering the much higher muscle mass of a human's legs, shoot style allowed Deku to output even more power while giving his arms a break. A break from a break.
Yeah,
Despite being a classic melee build, Deku can fight at range by punching powerful gusts of air and even precisely aim them with specially designed gloves.
Deku has an encyclopedic knowledge of quirks and is always analyzing their strengths and weaknesses mid-battle, even if he does sound a little weird.
Despite only barely getting accepted in the first place, Deku quickly became one of Class 1A's most dependable fighters.
Well, that was a good fight.
Somehow these students are constantly
the first 2 seasons.
Pause. I got pause, bro.
Straight
heat, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. First 2 seasons was like everybody was like on that train, including us.
Yeah.
It was like this. But then what do you think? What season you think it started like? I wouldn't say falling off because it's still there.
It was
but like when it's
it
not as good.
Well, I know since it's still fresh in my memory when they did the villain arc, like My Villain Academia and stuff, like, and looking at the manga stuff compared to what was in the anime and how they did it, I was like,
they kind of rushed.
They kind of rushed through that, and like it was just like I don't know, like it didn't have the same oomph
As earlier seasons did.
Earlier, yeah. It did.
You guys comment below, let us know why
wanting
that
it
too,
to.
man. Yeah,
So,
like,
I don't know.
Please comment below, let us know why you think what changed and what happened. Because
Yeah.
the first 2 seasons was fire. I guess we was
Fire.
learning the world.
Yeah.
And I feel like they are kind of like rushing through it. Like, I feel like it could be like how Naruto is, and then you have Naruto Shippuden. So you like have My Hero, then My College. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I feel
They
like
need
they're
to
only
make-
15, 16 years old.
And
And I feel like they haven't even got past their freshman year yet.
Yes.
And so it's
I also
like,
think that like they should do like between seasons, like when they take a break and stuff,
Slice
they
of
should
life.
have another team that's separate from the one that's doing the main one, so give
Oh,
them a break.
yeah.
And to do vigilantes, like to put vigilantes out, like
let's not talk about
miniseries
My Hero
out.
Vigilantes.
I think
Yeah.
they should.
Vigilantes is fire. Check the manga out. It's great.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's dive back on that.
Murderous supervillain.
Midoriya's successes in battle against ruthless criminals like Stain,
I actually like Stain.
much to his old bully's chagrin. Where Bakugo was a child prodigy, he now found himself overshadowed by his hard-working rival, and the two would use their mutual respect and animosity to motivate each other to get stronger.
Classic frenemies. They're only solving their problems by pounding the living tar out of each
Yes.
other.
Luckily for him, Deku soon learned that living tar pounding wasn't the only thing he could do. Turns out, One for All did not originate with All Might. It had been passed down 8 times until it arrived at Deku, with each inheritance also carrying the previous user's natural quirk as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like Black Whip, which lets him manifest
That is cool. We
crazy
call it
long
Venom.
and strong
Yeah,
energy
for real.
tentacles to tie enemies up and swing around the city, or shoot one out of his mouth, just like our girl Fruppy.
And
Oh.
Danger Sense, which gives him a minor reactive precognition.
AKA, he's Spider-Man.
Spidey sense.
Spider-Man.
Reads the mangaka is like the biggest Spidey fan ever.
He can also produce a smoke screen to mask his presence, float in midair, or store kinetic energy over time with Fa Jin.
Like that. By storing up enough, he can even match All Might's max power without any recoil to boot. Strong enough to change the weather and create city block-sized tornadoes with a
Sheesh.
single punch.
And he's even stronger with his newest quirk, Gear Shift, which allows him to increase the speed of an object anytime he touches it. In conjunction with the power of All for One, he can use this to warp reality itself.
What?
He can go toe-to-toe with arch-villains like Shigaraki, who's fast enough to react to and catch laser beams with his bare hands.
What?
But nothing could prepare him for All Might's archenemy, the shadowy leader of the League of Villains. All for One.
All Might only ever showed his young pupil kindness and support, but that couldn't change the absolutely crushing pressure Deku felt at every moment.
Even classically trained dickhead Bakugo came to help his teammate out when he needed it. Like when they teamed up to share
Oh, I
One
love the
for All
movie.
and punch an island-sized hole in the clouds 24 miles high.
Yep.
Just goes to show that even One for All isn't a one-man army. Deku's true strength comes from his teamwork between himself and his friends.
And with their help, Deku will surely
remember that
become that
episode.
beacon
Yeah.
of hope he dreamt about as a child.
One hero for all mankind.
Magic! You know it, you love it, and in the world of Black Clover, it doesn't come from a box you bought at a tacky West Hollywood costume shop. Everyone's got it.
Mana is the source of all magic, a supernatural energy found in the air and in living beings. Except living beings whose names are Asta.
Asta.
Not only was the young Asta an orphan,
5'1", damn.
He's even shorter
he was
than
born with a
Deku.
mutation that prevents him from having
Sheesh.
mana to speak.
Short
That's a short
king.
king.
Neither do
Yeah,
I, and you
short
don't hear
king.
me crying about it.
Yes, you do, all of the time. But Asta had a dream. Despite his lack of magic, he and his best friend Yuno promised each other one of them would rise to the throne of the greatest military position in the land, the Wizard King. Wizard King? Really, guys? Sometimes they call it Magic Emperor, but we all know what they mean.
So
Yeah.
he dedicated himself to getting swole as all hell in a world of nerds.
He got
would
big
be
out of no-
its
like-
lone god, shoving every last wizard into a locker until they crowned him king.
But huge, frightening pectorals on a tiny, screaming goblin child weren't enough on its own. He needed something powerful enough to shut down his opponent's magic.
He needed the 5-leaf Clover Grimoire.
Essentially a book of spells, a grimoire will choose its user and float beside their wielder at all times.
And Asta was lucky enough to receive the Uno reverse card of Grimoire. The 5-leaf Clover
Fact.
to harness the power
They always
of
get the
anti-magic,
demon one.
which will literally nullify the effects of other magic spells. Almost like wizard kryptonite. Let the locker stuffing commence. Get nerds!
It wasn't long before Asta was accepted into one of the 9 squads of Clover Kingdom's Magic Knights.
They do look dope, though.
Filled with lazy drunkards, antisocial otakus, and literal sociopaths.
My kind of people! Yep, mostly. But much like with Asta, you shouldn't judge a grimoire by its cover. And soon they were all working together and kicking ass like a family should.
Asta harnesses the power of
I love the black
anti-magic by
boys, bro.
summoning
I know.
swords imbued with it from the grimoire. Normally,
I love
these swords
Yami.
would
Yami's
completely
a
drain
great
the mana
character.
from anyone foolish enough to wield them. But Asta does not have any mana, turning his greatest weakness into a one-of-a-kind strength.
He's got his classic Demon Slayer, an
Demon
enormous
Slayer.
greatsword which cuts
Slayer,
through spells
Dweller,
with its edge
Destroyer,
and deflects them with
Slasher.
its flank. Or the Demon Dweller, which can also absorb and copy magic, then toss it right back to sender.
I think my personal favorite is the more complex
Full counter.
Demon Destroyer, which severs the relationship between a spell's cause and effect, countering the effects of its magic. This could result in anything from healing a village that was inflicted with poison to preventing reincarnation.
Yeah, okay, some of these can get a little heady. I
Yeah.
personally prefer keeping it simple, like using
Look, that's
anti-magic
big
telekinesis to surf on your sword through the sky.
It's worth noting that these
Just-
swords
Head didn't get any
specifically
bigger.
for countering magical attacks and sources
Sitting
of
on that
mana.
body.
The swords will act as though blunted when striking non-magical foes, more akin to giant clubs than actual blades. Not entirely inconsistent with real-life greatswords.
But none of that's even close to as cool as his deadliest sword, the Demon Slasher, a katana as black as the pits of hell and twice as badass.
This one actually does cut like
slice.
a sword, but it's complicated. It lets Asta actually select what he does and does not want to cut, only affecting his target while leaving anything else unharmed.
Okay, at this point, isn't that just magic?
Magic with
I mean,
a loophole.
Yeah.
yes.
Studied the blade long enough to become a master swordsman to boot. Not in the real life sense, in the anime sense.
He can spin himself like a tornado to deflect magic spells, thrust forward at top speed like a charging bull, launch a barrage of anti-magic projectiles, and even channel anti-magic into his swords to vastly increase their
I remember when he did that. I said, "Hey, yo."
What?
With mana, he has learned to detect ki. Because of
Because
course,
of Yami.
the life force existing in all things. Asta can detect hidden opponents and even predict their movements ahead of time, as long as he's fast enough to react.
with such crazy powers, Asta was taking on threats like the Eye of the Midnight Sun, the Devil Zagrid, and the Dark Triad. So many nerds, never enough lockers. Too bad for Asta though, he had one serious inner demon.
Literally, housed
Really?
within the Five-Leaf Clover Grimoire was Leva, a demon exiled from hell for completely lacking magical powers, and who just so happened to get adopted by Asta's
his mom.
mother.
Until he got possessed by a different demon and killed her. Vowing vengeance on all demon kind, Leva manifested anti-magic from his hatred as a way to kick their asses. Which gave him and Asta a lot of common ground, despite the whole, mom murder thing.
In fact, the two became true brothers and formed an unstoppable duo. Leva can actually fully merge with Asta for a massive power boost that lasts up to 5 minutes.
That look like Devil Man, right?
Right, it does a little bit.
Half hour.
Come on, I want it. Yeah, I'll take it if I get to be strong enough to slice buildings to pieces, obliterate huge chunks of earth, and tear the most powerful demons apart. Give me the goddamn book.
I'm the book boy, okay? Even characters earlier in the series, like Patoli, had magic capable of completely vaporizing the entire Clover Kingdom in a single attack. And demons that Asta has fought since then, like Dante and Lucifero, are leagues stronger.
Hell, screw all these demon forms and.
Did they? That's the manga for sure. But did they animate it? Because I know they took a break. I gotta figure out.
I have no idea. I don't even know when it's coming back.
Yeah.
He was asleep, and the force of his sneeze pushed his head out of the way of a beam of light. Light speed sneezes, everyone.
And despite his headstrong and irritating personality,
AKA
In the beginning.
screaming at the top of his lungs as often as possible.
Asta's an intelligent fighter who has leveraged his skill against far more experienced foes.
But he wouldn't be anywhere without the ragtag band of deviants he calls friends. With them at his side, there's no way he won't climb the ranks to take the Wizard King's throne. Especially with Yuno pushing them both to get stronger.
Unlike other
wanna see more
classic
about
shonen
Yuno's
rivalries,
family, though.
this one isn't tainted by antagonism. They truly want what's best for each other, even if they're competing for the same throne.
Yuno's gonna need all the luck he can get, because even if Asta never gets mana of his own, his true magic is never given up.
I'm sorry, giving up.
All right, the combatants are set. And we've
His true power is never giving and never giving up.
And heart.
Oh!
tournament style.
Sword that big? He's gotta be crazy strong. I'm gonna have to rely on more than just my power to take him down.
Swole stuff.
Hit him really hard.
Oh.
Nice.
They make it a city just for it to get destroyed?
Yes.
So I don't have magic, dude, so.
Man, this guy can give even Luck a run for his money.
Yeah,
Luck is fast, yeah. Okay. Hey, hold on now.
What? Sword's supposed to be sharp?
Nope.
His speed isn't slowed by his sword's weight at all. Gotta hamper his movements and get that book out of his hands. He found me!
Danger sense, yep.
Yep. Yee.
Ooh. Yup, Black. Yup, Black Will.
Yep, he said, come on back. And pull him back and punch him, probably.
Yeah.
Wait, are you not using magic?
No.
What kind of magic emperor would I be if I can't beat a guy like this? Detroit!
Ooh, like he ate that.
Yeah, he looked like he ate that. Uh-oh.
Right. He said, you need this katana. Slice him.
Yep.
Detroit!
Hey.
Like a yo-yo. Oh.
Woo,
That's one thing I always loved in My Heroes, the yelling.
Yeah.
Like, it was actually good yelling, not like Asta's yelling.
Yeah.
Yelling.
Damn.
What Detroit is, but I've had enough of it.
His phone looked fire.
I know.
Threw a whole building at him.
Hit me with all you've got, because I'm never going down.
Okay. Hey, they voice acting for real.
I know. You know they always got to do that in anime, like fighting everywhere.
You can't even see them.
Yep.
Come on, Deku.
No use not going all out anymore. I just gotta hit him. Really hard.
Uh-oh.
You wanted my best? Here it is. Brilliant person.
Oh. Oh, man. He said, I got a demon.
I got a demon
let's
too.
go.
Woo!
See, they built that town just to destroy it.
I know.
I did it.
Uh-oh.
Arm is messed up.
Hey, yo. Get that kid out of here.
Take that, Detroit.
Detroit.
You so Detroit. Is that Mr. Satan?
Yes.
Hey, yo.
I felt
cannot.
like he was gonna win.
Poor
It felt
Deku.
like it.
He tried his best, but Asta just
His body's gonna give out.
big locker in the sky.
Both Deku and Asta were fairly evenly matched melee fighters without any specific abilities to give one an easy edge over the other. Though, to be fair, the variety of quirks Deku inherited from past users of One For All did make him more versatile and unpredictable.
Plus, quirks are biological mutations, not connected to some supernatural energy source like mana. So Asta's anti-magic powers were basically useless here.
And Deku was generally a smarter and more tactical fighter, but against Asta's incredible might, this time brawn beat brains.
Let's crunch some numbers! Deku's greatest feat of strength was splitting that enormous cloud formation with Bakugo.
By measuring the size of the island and comparing it to the clouds above, we can determine they dispersed over 63 trillion kilograms of water.
That's the weight of the Great Pyramid of Giza. 12,000 of them.
And required an energy of nearly 80 teratons of TNT per punch.
Let's compare that to Asta. But
Every anime kid is like God.
strong enough to vaporize a country the size of the Clover Kingdom.
We can use this map from the manga to estimate the size of Clover Kingdom to be about 500 kilometers in diameter, about half the length of Great Britain. Vaporizing a country of that size would require an energy of over 480 teratons of TNT, over 6 times greater than Deku's punch.
While Asta uses anti-magic, it isn't an automatic counter. It needs to be comparable in strength to the spell it's
he only had one disadvantage.
And Asta's gotten way stronger since.
Asta
he
was
has.
quicker. Sure, scaling to Shigaraki would give Deku roughly light speed reaction time.
But Asta could dodge light in his sleep, and that's his base form, even before transforming with Lipa to get way faster.
And since Deku and Asta's precognitive abilities more or less matched each other, it was only a matter of time before Asta simply overwhelmed him.
Especially since Deku has struggled in the past against faster opponents. Sure, Deku was smarter, but if he literally didn't have enough time to come up with a plan of attack before getting hammered, his brains were wasted.
Deku's tactical brilliance and harem-scarum tenacity definitely gave his opponent a run for his money. But Asta's raw power, blinding speed, and deadlier weaponry spelled the end for All Might's pupil.
Deku gave it his all.
Hey, don't be playing that over, man.
I know.
Hasta la vista.
Hasta la vista.
Asta.
Next time. Season finale. Made the... Gogeta. Oh.
Didn't we watch like a fan like made thing of like Gogeta versus Vegito?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Let's see how that's going. Now that one, that's gonna be fire.
I know we missed a lot of them,
but we will be there for that one on time.
We'll be there for that one on time. We're gonna still look at the other ones, but like,
come on now.
Come on.
Come on now.
Come on.
Come on.
Come on. We have to.
That guy.
Does anyone know when Black Clover's come back? Like the anime, not the manga? Like, cause I don't know when it is.
I want to know too. Like, we need to know that. Anyway, comment below, guys. Listen.
Don't forget to like,
subscribe,
and share.
Deuces.